President Trump is keeping up his streak of appointing people to federal agencies who want to abolish those federal agencies. So Mick Mulvaney is the new one here. He once called the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, a sick, sad joke. And now he might be in charge of it. The Trump administration budget cutter, he worked on the budget before, is poised to lead the consumer watchdog bureau he has attacked. So here's what he said about it, quote, "It's a wonderful example of how bureaucracy will function if it has no accountability to anybody. It turns up being a joke, and that's what the CFPB really has been, in a sick, sad kind of way, because you've got an institution that has tremendous authority over what you all do for a living." So then he goes on to say, it should be abolished. It should be abolished. You should totally get rid of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Okay, so you ready for the reality of the situation? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has provided, and I quote, $11.4 billion in relief for more than 25 million aggrieved consumers. So, like, for example, remember the Wells Fargo scandal? Holy shit, they're creating millions of accounts for people just to boost their numbers. But those people didn't actually open accounts. So that's fraud. They're committing fraud on a mass scale. It was in their fucking business model. Who caught that? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Who caught all these fake identity theft protection scams? You know, this is something I've spoken about this before. I got caught up in that because I had lost a card one night, and the next morning, you know, I called to get a new one, and they said, well, how about you get identity theft protection? Then you don't even have to worry about it. You can sleep easy if you happen to lose a card again, and then you're protected as a result of this. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And it's like $5 a month or $10 a month or something they charge for it. Well, it turns out that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau did some research into that, looked into it, and they found out that there was no identity theft protection for this credit card company. What they did is they would sell it to people who were in situations like I was, where they just lost their card, and they're at that point in time, you just want help, and you're kind of open to anything that they say is going to help you. And they go, yeah, this is going to help you, identity theft protection. There was no system in place. They just send you an email once a month and say, yeah, everything appears good. So it was fake. They were robbing you. It was fraud. Hey, we're selling you this product that will protect you from X, Y, and Z. They didn't protect from anything. So the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau found this out and sent everybody who was defrauded a check for the amount of money they paid. That's what the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau does. It's the best part of the Wall Street regulations post the Great Recession. Without a doubt. Not even close. By far and away, the best part. So, naturally, Republicans say, well, they're terrible, it's a joke. Well, how's it a joke? What do you mean it's a joke? From what perspective is this a joke? But we have an answer to that. From the perspective of if you're on the side of the criminals. That's when you could say it's a joke, and that's when it would make sense to you to say it's a joke. And that's exactly where Mick Mulvaney is. So, but see, this is the thing, man. Are there people out there who have a genuine difference of opinion about regulation of the marketplace? Sure. There are people out there who have a principled disagreement with people like myself and other people on the left when it comes to regulation of the marketplace, how much you should do it, how much the government should be involved and whatnot. With a guy like Mick Mulvaney, and with a lot of these people who are part of the establishment, understand there is no principled disagreement. Mick Mulvaney knows, because he's looked into it. He knows, these are all the things that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau did to actually protect consumers. This is what we know they did. These are facts as to how much they helped the American people. $11.4 billion in relief. That's a fact. That's a fact. Financial crimes committed against middle-class people, $11.4 billion of relief, helped those people out. But he still says it's a joke and it should be abolished. Why? Because he's on the side of the criminals. Those are his boys. Those are the donors to his elite buddies, his elite politician buddies. So he's nothing but a puppet. He's a puppet for the elite, the corporations, the rich, for Wall Street, and that's why he says stuff like this, even though it makes absolutely no sense. And now, Donald Trump's going, that's exactly the kind of guy I want for the head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, specifically because he'll make them do nothing. He'll tie their hands, say you can't look into anything. No more investigations, no more financial wrongdoing. This is exactly what he did with Scott Pruitt in the EPA. Hey, Scott Pruitt, he doesn't believe in climate change. He thinks it's all fake. He thinks it's a Chinese hoax like you do, Don. You know? He doesn't want to regulate to prevent pollution or toxic chemicals from being emitted into the water or the atmosphere. He's on the side of industry, Don. He's on the side of the big oil companies and the fossil fuel companies that are on your side and donated to your campaign. So on the campaign trail, guys like Trump say we should eliminate the EPA. Well, guess what? Now that he's in power, you can't just eliminate it because then that causes a fucking firestorm and a giant backlash. So the best thing that they could do in their mind is, well, how about I just appoint somebody who effectively eliminates it, who handcuffs it? That's exactly what they're doing with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau now. There is no two ways about it. These people are against you. They're on this side of the corporate criminals. They're against middle-class people, regular people, working people. You know, on Trump's first day as president, you know one of the things he did? He raised taxes on the middle class. He got rid of a first-time mortgage deduction for middle-class people. Why on earth would you do that? You do that if you don't give a fuck about middle-class people. You do that if it's not about regular people. He is 100% on the side of the establishment. Actions like this prove it, and we're going to continue moving further and further down the path of oligarchy and kleptocracy.